What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome to Episodic, episode 11. I'm John F. O'Donnell here with the great...
Andrea Allen.
Oh, Andrea Allen.
John F. O'Donnell.
Look at us.
We got to do a quick shout out every time. We got to do a graphic tee check.
Yeah.
Tracy fucking
Chapman.
Whoa.
What happened to you?
Dude, I have full on dementia from my phone.
Oh, dear
Full
goodness
on dementia.
gracious.
Give me
it's
one.
so funny to be the one you're like, I'm going to call it out.
Dude, halfway through, I was like,
Yeah.
shit.
I saved you, though.
Yeah, you did. Thank
I saved you.
You did.
Yeah. One day I will run out of graphic tees, but it ain't going to be for a while.
You're like a magician that keeps pulling scarves out and out and out.
Graphic tee,
Graphic
graphic tee,
tee,
graphic tee, graphic tee. Guy in his 40s wearing graphic tees, graphic tees, graphic tees, graphic tees. It keeps me young. It keeps me young.
Woman in her late 30s, graphic tee, graphic tee, graphic tee, graphic tee.
It's most of my personality. Graphic tee, graphic tee, graphic tee, graphic tee.
Listen, graphic tees as your personality is one of the most benign things.
Come on, it's
and
not hurting
lovely.
anybody.
It's not hurting anyone.
They're just like flags, basically being like, want to talk about this?
I'm a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy. Look what I'm into.
Look, a black soul singer,
I'm
a
not the
woman,
worst.
a lesbian.
Check-in boxes
I'm a
with my
safe.
t-shirts.
I'm a safe space.
I am the safe space.
Yeah, I would.
I'm the safest of spaces.
I mean, we need a safe space in the
yeah.
in the world of unsafeness.
In the world of unsafeness in which we live, yeah. I mean, if my graphic tees bring some joy and happiness into my life, is that so bad?
No, it's actually
Is that so bad?
wonderful. Give me a reason to stay here. I love that.
I'll turn right back around. I was hanging out with musicians last night. I went to see my friend's band.
Oh, nice.
Genuine Connection.
Cool.
They're really good. And I was talking with some other musicians, and they have this great, cool respect for comedy.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, I know. Musicians don't know who we are.
That we're such dog shit.
Yeah.
So many of us are such garbage.
Yeah.
But I mean, compliments and praise has got to be my love language. I
Sure.
haven't looked into it.
Same.
But I was just eating it up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there are some comedians that deserve reverence, and there's some of them that deserve to be thrown into the Hague.
But then what I always say back to them, which I do believe, I go, yeah, thank you. That's because they're like, oh, it's just you up there. You can't hide behind the music.
That is true.
And the lyrics and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that. But music transcends language.
Whoa.
It's a
earned that
means
graphic
of
tee.
communication
Yeah.
that transcends the linguistic realm.
Wow, you
And
are.
they're like, oh, we're cool too.
And you're like, I'm so pretentious. And they're like, we're so pretentious.
Blah, blah,
Let's get an espresso.
Yeah, and then we make out.
I mean, I went to get some food after recording with some friends, and I was talking to them about how I'm reading Kafka right now. And I was like, we are such the stereotype when they're like these fucking leftist intellectual fucks talking about Kafka and musing about whatever. But I mean, those are my people, but it is funny to be like, I'm not a stereotype. And then I'm like, I'm fully.
Well, stereotypes are a thing kind of for a reason.
Sure.
It's
a swath.
It's a swath.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is funny. You're reading Kafka right now.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It made me think of you during the pandemic. Riding your bike in the middle of the night, like listening to Ozzy Osbourne.
Marilyn Manson. The beautiful people.
Yeah.
It's all relative to the size of your steeple.
Okay.
Can't see the forest from the trees.
Hey.
Can't smell your own shit on your knees.
Is that the lyric?
Yeah. It's incredible. No, saying Marilyn Manson's a great guy.
Yeah.
That song is an unbelievable fucking song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I'm just picturing you just like biking with a wild look in your eye in
Oh,
the
I
middle
go
of the night.
fully insane. I'm like fully back. I'm back, baby. I'm so back.
Andrea Allen's back.
I'm back, and I'm deeply close to having a full breakdown.
Really?
Oh my God, dude. I mean, yeah.
Let's talk more about that. I just want to let episodic listeners know today what we will be talking about is ways to mentally and emotionally, psychologically deal with these crazy times we live in. We're going to talk about that at length. But first, let's get into Andrea on the brink of melting down.
I mean,
you're very thought out. You're a very strong person. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a very sensitive person, I think. And I think, like, to the sensitive people right now, like, yeah, obviously you're freaking out for a legitimate reason. You know what I mean? Like, the images that we're seeing on the internet, the simmering sense of unease that everyone feels, it's so, and you like internalize it, and it just like grows like a cancer. You know what I mean? I feel like my producer who works in the studio, shout out Quincy Ledbetter, put it to me in a way that I thought was really succinct. He said, it's like we are trapped. You know what I mean? Like, at every turn or every like thing we want to do in life, there's like a trap at the end of that where I'm like, I'm nervous about that. I'm gonna try not to do this. Oh, that's okay. Well, this, and like, it's just like a stealing of your life joy that is, I resent so deeply. And I'm like, I think about my childhood and who I was at younger ages, and I'm like, were my parents going through this at my age? I don't think so. I mean, you know more about like political history and stuff. Like, we've been through periods of turmoil, but this feels apocalyptic. And again, to the point of mental health, I don't know if that's because things are getting worse and worse in terms of instability, or the phone is really hurting us. What do you think?
I think it is really actually hard to know, because I feel like things are worse than they've ever been. But then there was the whole Cold War, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And there was a whole generation of people just living under the shroud and fear of nuclear apocalypse.
Yeah.
For decades and decades. Like, we're talking about children doing air raid drills, going underneath desks and stuff like that. So that's like a deep fear that was instilled in people for most of their lives. We're talking about from
fallout shelters in New York.
Sure. Yeah. We're talking about from like post World War II until 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Wow, did it stretch all the way till 1990?
Well, it was, the Cold War ended when the Berlin Wall fell in 1989 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and I mean, there was de-escalation in the 80s and stuff like that. But the idea of this nuclear fallout, and I mean, that's so funny. Funny is not the word, but it's still, there still is nuclear. You know, there is the fear of nuclear war, but it's so, even now, there's so much going on that it's like pushed down.
It is pushed down. I'll like be like, what about nukes? And I'll be like, I don't.
That's like 6th or 7th.
No, which is crazy.
Nuclear apocalypse is like 6th or 7th, and all the stuff going on in the world right now.
Nukes, schmooks.
We don't have the bandwidth for nukes.
Yeah, that is an insane. And so that brings me to bandwidth, which like, I've been obviously like, I have just been like, are these phones making us sick? Is social media eroding our ability to critically think and have attention span? I think it's a pretty safe bet to say both those things ring true. Yeah. But then also on the flip side, the like community building and the ability for people to show in real time what's happening to them and like form, you know, pockets around the internet to share information and to speak freely. There's something like I feel deeply empowering about that. So I'm not like, shut it all down. Like, I think that's such a not feasible, like dumb way to think about this, but
I agree. I mean, there's been times and during political movements and different things that social media has allowed real-time information to be spread, and it has been helpful to different groups.
Yeah.
So you can't just throw it all away. Plus, like, in a lot of ways, the genie's out of the bottle.
Yes, absolutely.
With that.
Yeah. The bottle is a dot to the genie at this point. I'm the genie.
Oh, Andrea's the genie.
I'm awake at 6 a.m. being like, I'm a genie. My husband just like deeply concerned.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm a genie and this is my bottle. I'll relapse.
Dude, again, anxious, sensitive people and addicts, like, I commend you. I promise it is better to stay sober, but boy, do I understand the temptation. But I guess, so something that I read, and I'll say this. So I use this thing called Brick, which like helps, it'll lock you out of your apps. It's like a little almost tap to pay physical thing. And you tap it and it's like, there's lots of apps on your phone that can lock you out of like social media apps. But you just go into it and be like, give me more time, you know?
There's easy ways to get around it.
Easy ways to get around it. Brick, you tap it, your shit's locked, especially if you leave the house, like you're not getting on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's been a really good tool for me to be like, you want to have access to social media. It's part of your job. And you do want to be informed and connected to people to a certain degree. But there is no way that we cannot categorize our relationship with these devices as not addictive. Like, there's just no, I mean, when I first started locking this thing up, I would feel my hand would involuntarily reach for the phone. And I'm like, that is inside my body.
Yeah.
I'm having involuntary physical yearning for this fucking thing.
Totally. I think, yeah, let's try our best from our assessment and our opinion to lay out some tools that are helpful for us and our mental wellness in this very trying times.
Yeah.
And one is to be cognizant, to be conscious of your social media use.
Yes, I agree.
Just to not just sort of flippantly or passively just waste so much time and feed into that addiction.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And I will reveal about myself, this is not a great look, but I am addicted to TikTok more so than scrolling and learning stuff on TikTok. I am
Watching your own videos.
to watching the response to my videos and our videos.
It's incredible. It feels incredible. We wouldn't all be junked up on this as if it didn't feel. And I also think, and I don't want to speak about like neurological stuff, but I'll say just like offhand from what I've learned, I'm like, dopamine is an incredible, it's a reward, you know.
Sure.
And also I think anger also feels good as well. So we're just getting like hits of like approval and outrage and approval and outrage. And like, it's just so, I mean, there's times when I'll unbrick and be like, I'm going to have a good, fun day today. And I'm like,
yeah.
Again, I get it. You know, also like.
That's how it's designed. It's by design.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember, I think like an article about early pioneers of social media. And they were like, would you let your kids use it? And they're like, fuck no. And I'm like, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree. Be conscious, be mindful of how much you consume. I got my blue light blockers on.
Yeah, that's important for sleep.
Yeah, so, you know, put it down.
Those are like orange glasses you can wear, orange tinted glasses that help, that block out the blue light, that makes it easier to develop your melatonin and fall asleep.
Yeah, exactly. But I read this book because I think the crux of our feelings about exposing ourselves to social media, like we just said, is that we feel like we want to help. Do you know what I mean? And like speak. But like, I don't know if you feel this feeling, but like there's like a helplessness that you feel that's induced by looking at all of the terrible stuff. And then your instinct is like, if I don't talk about this, or if I don't like be like sharing with everyone what's happening, like, am I being negligent? Am I a bad person? And like, that's what keeps me, you know, involved in it. And so sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, for that, I totally know what you mean. And when I'm scrolling past stuff and watching things that I know are really troubling and really important, I take a beat before being like, oh, I need to be constantly sharing all of this stuff and dealing with that and doing that. And I have my off-ramp that I think is healthier is the acts of service stuff.
Yeah.
Is doing something positive locally in my community where I'm directly helping people and I know that I'm making a difference in that way.
Yeah.
Compared to just continually, sometimes I share stuff on social media, but continually sharing everything.
Yes.
That's just one thing. And I really do believe that acts of service are good for mental health. I think that they help people, they've helped me find forgiveness for myself, for other actions I feel ashamed about. And it can be really fun. It can be really fun to connect with these communities.
Well, community is like the cornerstone of mental health, of good mental health. I feel like we've talked about this so much. And the phone is creating isolation in some ways. In some ways you can build online community, but the anxiety, the overwhelmness, the being addicted to the dopamine of it, you're not going to go outside if you're like in a hole in your apartment looking at your phone.
And I will say it is a huge time suck. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. What a time suck. I feel like with all the time I spend on TikTok, I could be writing a book.
Yeah.
Or something.
When I brick up my phone, it'll tell you like over the week how much time you were not on your phone. And it's like 48 hours. Crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. I don't think we're being honest with ourselves about, or we just don't have the data about like
how addictive they are. And I mean, it's like, there is this whole idea of these freaks that want this like transhumanist movement.
Yeah, sure. Shut up.
That's like the merging of man and machine, right?
Yeah.
But we're already there. We're already kind of there.
Oh, yeah.
We're already attached to these things. They're not implanted in us, but they're an extension of us.
Are they implanted in us?
Yeah. But they're an extension of us.
Yeah.
We're attached to these machines that have a crazy amount of information.
Yeah.
And now AI tools are implemented into them, even though they're faulty and like bullshit, but they're there. So, I mean, that's what people think the fourth industrial revolution is going to be. It's transhumanism.
Really?
Yeah.
Sometimes I go, maybe they should take it from here. I don't know. I
do not think that.
I don't actually, but I feel so disappointed by our actions as a species that I'm like,
we deserve it.
Kind of. Sometimes I do feel that way. I mean, I don't deep down, but it's hard not to be deeply disenchanted by our records.
I don't blame the masses of people who are just trying to get by.
I don't either. Yeah.
You know, all over the world.
But okay, so this book, to give people some perspective about receiving news, ingesting news, what it's doing to your mental health, maybe a different way to approach it. I mean, I bought this book, Stop Reading the News, A Manifesto for Happier, Calmer, and Wiser Life by Rolf DeBelly, from the author of The Art of Thinking Clearly.
Cool.
This is his other book. And I picked this up in a bookstore because I was like, interesting. The Stop Reading the News really interested me because I live in a world where we discuss the news and politics and everything constantly. So I'm like, how would I? What is this person's thesis? I would highly suggest that you read it, but I'll just read some parts that I thought were interesting and shed a different light on it and made a good case. This guy's basically making a case of like, cut it off.
Yeah.
So this one says, news is toxic to your body. Imagine two hypothetical species of animal. The brain of species A reacts primarily to negative information. The brain of species B, on the other hand, is more active when receiving positive information. Who has a better life? Excuse me. Species B, of course. While the A's are perpetually stressed and unhappy, the B's enjoy the sunny side of existence. They take pleasure in all the beautiful things they see and hear. They simply laugh off all the negativity. Who will live longer? Species A, of course. The B's, enviable at their sunny psychology, will be wiped from the gene pool within a few months. Only A will survive. Survival demands constant wariness. It demands oversensitivity to negative information. We are species A. bad news is perceived as more relevant than good news, negative information has twice the impact that positive information does. In psychology, this is called the negativity bias, and it can be observed in even 1-year-old infants. They respond more sensitively to negative stimuli than positive ones. Adults are no different. A stock falling by 10% makes us twice as unhappy as a stock climbing by 10% makes us happy. Negativity bias is innate. The news media hasn't inculcated into us our weakness for negative information. It simply exploits this weakness in expert fashion, delivering a stream of shocking stories that are tailor-made for anxious brains. The news continuously stimulates our sympathetic nervous system, a part of our autonomic nervous system. Psychological stressors lead to the release of adrenaline by the hypothalamus. Adrenaline then leads to a rise in cortisol. So every garish story can lead to the production of the stress hormones. Cortisol flows through our bloodstream, weakening the immune system and inhibiting the production of growth hormones. By consuming the news, you're putting your body under stress. Chronic stress leads to anxiety and digestive and growth problems and leaves us prone to infection. Other potential side effects of news consumption include panic attacks, aggression, tunnel vision, and emotional desensitization. In short, consuming the news puts your psychological and physical health at risk.
Yeah, it's bad for your health.
Yeah, no, I mean, I worry about my health.
Yeah.
That's why I am like, I need to keep taking steps to be really careful about the amount of time and
Absolutely.
how much I consume.
Especially all sorts of news outlets, but like the cable news channels that people get sucked into.
Fox News, what did it do to the boomers?
Sure, but also Fox News, fuck CNN, fuck MSNBC.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, true.
So it's basically like those news channels are like you got your conservatives, corporate conservatives, mainstream conservatives, whatever you want to call them. You got your mainstream liberals, corporate Dems, corporate Republicans. Those two cohorts of people. MSNBC is the Dems, Fox is the Republicans, CNN is kind of the Dems too, whatever.
Yeah.
But they basically talk about the same news story with diametrically opposed points of view in order to get the country to be torn in half, to hate each other, the people that watch or consume those perspectives on news.
Yeah.
In order to have this divide, whether they're doing it on purpose or not, I don't even care. This divide and conquer situation where the people at the top are just keeping us hating each other in order to extract more value and wealth from us.
Yeah.
So they really are. I think these cable news channels are a clear and present danger to the American people.
Yes, they're harvesting our attention.
Absolutely. They're harvesting our attention and they're turning us against each other.
Yeah. And like I said, like the negativity bias, like I read, is a survival mechanism. You know what I mean? You're out in the world. You're like, oh, that's a scary thing. I have to pay attention to that, because it's a threat to my well-being, whatever it may be. So it's like good and smart that we are equipped to survive. We're very, very smart mammals. But we weren't wired for this level of onslaught of negativity all the time. And I am doing very poorly with it. I'm a naturally anxious person. I have bipolar disorder, so I lock into ideas and I really like fixate. And, you've been involved in politics throughout your career in comedy, and you've certainly been like, there's time periods where I can't engage with politics because I'm afraid that it will send me into a manic tailspin. And we're seeing that on the internet everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a story I recall quite vividly that did spin me out into mania. And this was CNN.
Yeah.
It was CNN covering this story about this girl named Bana Alabed, who is this young girl in Syria that the mainstream media, the corporate media, was using as a pretense to try to get the liberal class on board for a regime change war in Syria. And it was CNN, it was Jake Tapper interviewing this girl. And the thing that really spun me out about it was not only that news was exploiting her, but that also she got a book deal from Simon & Schuster.
Yeah.
And she was named one of Time Magazine's most influential people on the internet. So it was just freaked me out that this psychological operation that this psyop extended into the entertainment industry beyond and through the news media, and nobody was covering it except this independent journalist named Caitlin Johnston, and then I did like a satirical piece on it on Redacted Tonight.
Yeah,
but I was like, this is crazy. Like CNN really showed their ass on this one, but there was no repercussions.
Yeah. I mean, also a good book to read about this is Manufacturing Consent by Noam Chomsky. I mean, it really dissects, the even in the amount of, he does it in a very analytical way. Again, this book is pretty heavy, so like, or heady. But like, this is the news network. This is the amount of time that they use these words during this thing. This is the amount of time they use these words, What was the agenda of the government at the time? And
it talks about all the different news filters
exactly.
that people go through in order for like how propagandized we are.
Yeah.
And if you guys want a little cheat code on manufacturing consent, there's an animated video by on the news or on YouTube by Al Jazeera just called Noam Chomsky Manufacturing Consent Al Jazeera. Just type that in. And it's like this animated 5 or 6 minute video that explains the filters of the news.
Oh, really?
Well. Yeah, it's
Great.
pretty amazing.
Love an animated short. While you disengage from social media a little bit, regain your attention span, but maybe start with a book that's like a little shorter.
Sure. Yeah.
Work your way up to Manufacturing Consent because it's a very thick book, but it's
brilliant. It's amazing.
Brilliant.
But I would say watch the animated video.
Let's do the short. Let's do a quick. Let's do short form content on this one, my dudes. But yeah. So I mean, I think like we're seeing with AI as well, people who are not in a good place getting enabled by AI and being pulled into psychosis. We see religious psychosis. We're seeing people suffering and being witnessed in their suffering. We're seeing people who should, have the dignity to be going through a mental health crisis privately and be helped by, their support system. Now they have this device to advertise this and show this in real time to the world, and we're watching it gleefully.
Documented mental breakdowns.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's awful. And I've watched some of this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not immune from being like, because it's interesting. It's the first time we're seeing people like in real time. It's the first time we're seeing artificial intelligence,
induce psychosis in people.
It's, as someone who takes interest in mental health, I am like, whoa, what the fuck is this? But my base instinct is like, we shouldn't be seeing this.
Yeah. I mean, it undermines people's human dignity.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to be seen at their worst?
Yeah.
Does any of us ever want that?
No.
I feel like it's awful.
Yeah.
I feel so grateful to be well in this time and feel like I feel very centered. I feel kind of powerful in myself about staying well, but it's only after years and years of working towards that and of having had many kind of spun out manic episodes.
Yeah. I mean, there's a clip of ours that's going viral. Thanks for engaging with clips, by the way. I'm like, engage with us.
Yeah, I know. It's such a...
It feels so riddled with contradiction.
It does feel riddled with contradiction, but I mean, we are talking about mental health. We're not putting out like AI slop.
Yeah, yes, we are. We're doing quality content.
I hope so.
Which I care about. I do. Like I said,
care about too.
I think it's like you can reach out to people through social media, which I think is a good thing. But point being, there's a clip that's going viral where I say that we're all living in an open air psych ward, and the 100% true comments are ringing through the roof, and I think
that one I feel very like, oh, cool, that one's getting a lot of exposure and people are into it. Flip side, oh no, way too many people are relating to Andrea's declaration that we live in an open air psych ward at this point, and you need to, fucking fortify the fucking castle, dude, because shit isn't getting any saner.
No, I mean, I just see people. I see people in public, man. I mean,
that one is a strong relate with the American people right now. On TikTok.
Not a great litmus test of where we're at. But I see people in public, I mean, in New York City, you interact with people at such a higher density and frequency than other places. So there is the unhoused on the subway, which has always been, there's really tough situations there. But since COVID, I feel like I regularly see people in crisis and I just have to walk past it, which feels horrible.
That does not feel good.
It feels fucking horrible. And people who, obviously there's so much that goes into like who the unhoused population is. We obviously know race and class have a lot to do with it. And, the corporate money sucking apparatus of the United States that's not allowing any money to go into mental health and all that stuff. It's all playing into it in a terrible fucking way. But I'm even seeing like normal looking, quote unquote, normal looking motherfuckers on the train being like, ah! I'm like, that person's wearing a fucking suit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, people are, I don't know. Yeah, it's bad.
It's really bad. So another thing.
Okay, so what do we got so far? So far, we got be cognizant and conscious of your social media use.
Yep.
News is bad for you.
Look into how, really be super thoughtful about news.
Yeah.
Because it's, acts of service.
Acts of service.
Yeah.
These are good things so far for your mental wellness, episodic listeners.
Sleep hygiene.
Ooh, sleep hygiene, crucial, important. If my sleep is off, I'm fucked.
Yeah. I mean, they used sleep deprivation as a torture device.
Yeah, totally.
But this is interesting, which might appease your feelings of guilt about not speaking on social media, that kind of thing. News makes us passive. News stories are predominantly concerned with things you cannot change. Terrorists have detonated a bomb somewhere. A volcano is erupting in Iceland. A famine in Sahara has killed 100,000 people. An American president has tweeted something absurd. Immigrants are pouring over the border. Apple has removed the headphone jack from its new models. Volkswagen has failed emission tests. Brad Pitt is divorcing Angelina Jolie. And on and on and on. None of this is within your control. Hardly anything you hear in the news will be something you can change. The daily litany of things we cannot change make us passive. The news wears us down until we're miserable, hopeless pessimists. Of course we want to help. Of course we want to intervene and make the world a slightly better place, but our time is already at its limit. How are we supposed to stop a volcano erupting on the other side of the planet, avert a terrorist attack, or save the people from starvation? We're cursed to watch these disasters unfold while knowing that there's nothing we can do to prevent them. When our brains encounter information without us having the possibility of acting on it, we gradually assume the role of the victim. Our impulse to take action fades. We become passive. The scientific term for this is learned helplessness. American psychologists Martin Seligman and Stephen Mayer identified learned helplessness in the 1960s, initially through their experiments on animals. They attached an electrode to rats' tails and then delivered an electric shock that were not painful but annoying. The first group of rats could turn a wheel and switch off the shocks. The rats had control of their situation. In the second group, however, turning the wheel had no effect. These rats were at the mercy of their fate. Although both groups had the same input, their behavior after the series of shocks was completely different. The rats in the first group displayed no unusual behavior. They went on their way as though nothing had happened. The animals in the second group, however, underwent a significant shift in personality. They became shy and passive and had a reduced sex drive. They showed signs of anhedonia, parentheses, a reduced capacity to feel joy, an aversion to new things, and a fear of ambiguity. The news might as well have a similar effect on human beings as electric shocks did on rats in the second group. Stories and images in the news whip us up emotionally, but we have no wheel to turn and change reported facts. The smartest thing, of course, would be to cut off the supply entirely, but most of us find that too difficult. Most insidious of all is that learned helplessness doesn't make us passive about what's on the news. Learned helplessness spills over into every area of our lives. Once the news has made us passive, we tend to behave passively towards our families and our jobs. Precisely what we do precisely what we do have room to maneuver. God, trouble reading today. British media researcher Jody Jackson takes a similar view. Quote, when we tune into the news, we are constantly confronted with unresolved problems, and the narrative does not inspire much hope that they will ever be solved. It's no surprise, then, that we feel depressed when we consume the news, which confronts us with problems that are mostly impossible to solve. 2,000 years ago, great philosopher Epictetus began his Enricheron with the following with the following sentence. Some things are in our control and others not. The gist, it's idiotic to dwell on things we cannot control. Nearly everything we hear on the news is outside of our sphere of influence, so you can safely discard it.
Okay. I think, yeah, I agree.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
I guess that's, again, the news is bad for you. And also, I guess there's this weird thing where you can just, it's almost like collect it all.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I'm going to learn all of these things. I'm going to know all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But then I'm just paralyzed by it.
Yeah.
I'm not actually going to actively do anything, but I'm going to collect all of the knowledge, and that's going to give me some false sense of control.
Yes. I think donate money to people who are, if you can't go do the work.
Yeah.
Donate money to people who are doing the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we said, there's people who are on the ground showing us the things that are happening in the world. We need to be informed to a level that we can help. But I think pick a lane. If you feel the need to take action in that direction, and then cut off the rest of it.
Yeah, I agree. Pick a lane. Get niche.
Yeah, that's part of this book. Get niche. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. Get niche about it. Cultivate your community. If you can donate, do that. If you can directly do acts of service, do that.
Yeah.
And stay cursorily, I don't know if that's the word, informed.
Yeah.
But don't consume all of this shit all the time.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, life's too short.
Yeah, and it doesn't make you a better citizen. I think we feel like it does, and I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think that's true either. I would rather somebody, not know the ins and outs of some particular political or social issue, but actively be helping folks at, say like a pantry.
Right, exactly.
Or like a homeless shelter.
Yeah, and I think if you have an inquiring mind, you're at even greater risk to be getting sucked into this stuff. And if you have an anxious mind, I think you have a much greater risk of being sucked into this stuff, because anxiety is just a constant attempt to control everything around you.
Yeah.
That's been the struggle of my life with anxiety, is being like, if I just think about this constantly and do all these things. I mean, we've talked about 12-step. The serenity prayer is, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the power to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Like, there's a reason why that prayer is so profound to so many people. Your constant actions to try to make yourself feel safe, take a look-sees to see if that's actually, doing what you intend it to do, or are you making yourself sick?
Yeah. It really is something to that idea of learning everything about stuff as a coping mechanism for control.
It helps you. I hide behind my intellect a lot of the time when I'm scared. And I think it's good to stimulate your intellect. I'm not like, let it all go and watch Hooters videos.
Yeah.
But I think that that can be a shield where you think that you are doing better than others, and you are not. It's not the case.
Yeah, and people use information as cultural capital as a way to kind of wield that over other people, which is lame and a waste of time and a waste of energy and not productive. Yeah, so don't do that. Instead, cultivate community, but not a community of people who are just paying attention to the news all the time and using that as a way to make others feel bad.
Yeah. So in terms of dealing with anxiety, I have tried many different things. We've talked about it in the past. Exercise, mindfulness, talk therapy, group therapy, listening to Marilyn Manson at 2 a.m, whatever. No, that's the opposite. But this book, the Dare Workbook, is maybe one of the best tools that I have had in my arsenal. After my dad passed away, my health anxiety went through the fucking roof in a way that the pandemic started the escalation because
did the pandemic not help with that?
Yeah, it's weird. Isn't that weird?
Did the pandemic not help with your health anxiety?
An invisible disease that was killing some people and then not others, and yeah. It's not been a good time for health anxiety people. So that was the first step in a really difficult direction. And then both my parents, back to back, one of them died, the other one almost died. And so I was spending a lot of times in hospitals and re-traumatizing myself with all of that. Then I got a parasite that took months to diagnose. So I was just like viciously ill.
Crazy.
And actually, based, to piggyback on what this book says about your physical health, my therapist at the time, after my dad passed, and when people's parents pass or they go through medical trauma, I always say this to them: take care of your body the most after that, because you're going to get sick.
Yeah.
Like my doctor's like, you're going to get sick. And I was like, I'm fine. I'm on Google Drive. I'm doing spreadsheets. And then I got a parasite that like normally people have like a real bad night of diarrhea and then it is fine. And my immune system was so compromised that I had like a crippling, I was in so much pain I couldn't walk at times.
Oh my God.
And I was going to doctors and no one could figure out. Eventually they figured out what it was. And then I had a bout of incredibly strong antibiotics, which was fucking terrible. And then I think my anxiety about getting sick again was compounding. And I felt like my gut, we know a lot about gut health now and the way the gut and the brain are connected. I would encourage people to look into that. And I know people can't afford groceries, so it feels so tone deaf to be like, try to eat healthy, but like if you can, try to put nourishment in your body. But so I think I've had chronic stomach issues my whole life. A lot of women that I know do. Interesting. But like I had no way to fight off like an infection. Like the thing that he's saying about being vulnerable to infection, it happened to me, So anxiety can really affect your health. And so I was just feeling I was on Reddit and like health anxiety and anxiety groups being like, does anyone have any tools for this? Because I feel like I am drowning and I all of my regular tools that I have are failing me. And so this DARE, okay, so I'll read DARE as an acronym for diffuse, allow, run towards, and engage. And this is a workbook. I love a workbook.
Oh, good workbook.
Barry McDonough wrote this book, New Brave Tools to End Anxiety. And so, okay, so I'll just read what each one of them is. So diffuse, neutralize the fear as it arises, replace scary with what if thoughts with what if thoughts. Oh, sorry. Replace scary what if thoughts with dismissive so what or whatever. You can handle this situation no matter what happens.
Is that helpful?
Yeah. I mean, I think actually Dave Hill, great friend and talented dude.
Love that dude.
Yeah. He had a video during the pandemic where he talked about, he used to have a crippling fear of HIV, which a lot of health anxiety people do. Because it's the big one, although at this point it's very treatable and there's just a lot of stigma around it that's fucked up. But he said, I'll worry about it tomorrow. Like tomorrow I will allow 25 minutes where I can go on the internet and Google all the symptoms and all the stuff. Like I'm allocating myself that time tomorrow to do that behavior, but for now we're not doing it.
Yeah.
And similar, like whatever, so what, here's the fear again, you know what I mean? Because the fear arriving and then your neurological response to it is they call it the fear pain cycle. You're fearful, then you're in pain, and you're afraid of more pain, or you're anxious, and so you're afraid of more anxiety. Like, because I have trouble sleeping, once the anxiety of oh my God, I'm not going to fall asleep starts, then the ride is, to calm myself down once that fear has set in is very difficult.
Yeah.
And that's the nervous system.
Yeah.
So then the second one, allow. Tell yourself, I accept and allow this anxious feeling. Welcome the anxiety as a protective friend. Resisting it only fuels the fear. So again, I love the protective friend thing. At one point in this book, you have to draw your anxieties as little characters, which is delightful.
Yeah, yeah.
And my health anxiety is a little squid who's like, you know what I mean? And he's hovering over me at all times.
Yeah.
But I'm like...
Does that take some of the power away by drawing it how you envision it?
It's a little creature.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Inside Out probably covers... I haven't seen that movie, but it's like a very good movie about like breaking down children, how they process their feelings. But I'm like, the little squid is hanging out. He's back, but he's just worried about health because he's seen all these things. He's just trying to protect you. You're trying to find information because you're scared. You're trying to protect yourself. You're worried about health, but it's not real, quote unquote.
Yeah.
There's a force that's trying to protect you that is not, your brain's not doing the right thing, but you give grace to it and you go, you're not like, let's not think about it. You know what I mean? Like being like, don't think about it. It's fine. Don't, you know what I mean? Like if you're ever going like, it's fine, you're like, it's not fine, but this is what's happening. So let's deal with it like that.
Okay.
This is an interesting run towards it. Demand more anxiety. I am excited by this feeling. Bring it on. I want more. Is that all you've got? This is so counterintuitive, but this does actually work.
That's wild.
It's so...
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Give me all the anxiety you can handle.
Is that what you fucking got?
Is that all you got? I can take it. Blah.
Because I think it
it shows that it's not real.
Yes, it shows it's not real. You're like, oh,
let me completely immerse myself and get engulfed in it all.
Yeah.
And then still be like, oh, I'm here. I'm alive. I made it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild.
Wild. I mean, that was a big game changer for me because I was avoiding it at all costs, and that's what was making it worse.
Yeah.
Engage. There was like an example of someone who like would think they were having a heart attack all the time, and this person was like, beat faster, heartbeat faster.
Oh God, that's so crazy, but I see that it helps, but it just sounds so wild.
It sounds crazy.
Yeah.
And then the last one is engage. Move your attention to something that fully engages you. For example, reading, talking, or work. When your mind strays, bring your focus back to your activity. Knitting is that for me.
Yeah.
Knitting,
not social media.
Not social media. Knit and color, girls or boys, whatever you guys get into.
That sounds good.
Building car engines, etc. Strumming your guitar. Thinking about getting pussy. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it is.
But yeah, I would highly suggest this book. And if you need medications for anxiety at a certain point, if you feel like you don't have the toolkit to deal with it and you're drowning, that's what medication is for.
Absolutely. And sometimes medication is part of the picture for the long term. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's short term. Mm-hmm. It depends on the person. It depends on the situation.
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes you can really get your shit together in a lot of ways, make your mental health center your life, and then you can, kind of roll that back. Or in my case, you can just keep taking it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure.
It just depends,
I mean...
But don't be scared of it if you need it.
Yes, especially now. I mean, there's this whole, like, big pharma's trying to keep sheeple down, and I'm like...
Oh, that's real too, though.
That is real too.
That's what sucks. It sucks that the administrator of the medications is such an evil situation.
Yeah.
But that's the world we live in.
Talk to people around you about their experiences if they're on anxiety medications. It'll really, or whatever medications, because you trust those people. Those people are going to provide you. They're not selling anything to you.
Yeah.
They have no alternative agenda.
Totally.
Yeah. So that is how I have been overwhelmed. So I am not at my best in using my tools right now, but I'm definitely going to keep fighting the fight.
I'm sorry you're I'm sorry you're in kind of a rough place.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Do you ever I don't know if this is a lot of people have related to this, and do you go through this? I'm just like white knuckling for dear life for a while when I'm like bothered by something or something is like bubbling, and then like I'll just be like, it's fine. I'm also very task oriented in how I like deal with my feelings. I'm like, we'll do this. This is the plan. And then one little thing will happen and I will flip out and cry and just like have a complete fucking meltdown. And then I'll be like, all these other shit, like this is what's actually been fucking bothering me.
Yeah.
But I've just been pushing it. And then I'll be like, whoa, where have you been?
So you'll just try to kind of outrun it and kind of stay busy and not even really drill down on what's actually going on. And then it'll just be an emotional explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
I don't know. I feel like, and this is so silly at this point.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I relatively feel like okay because I have my defined sense of purpose, of trying to be helpful, being a mental health advocate. But I also have this thing that consumes so much of my psychological energy of just trying to reach some level of success as a comedian that I can't even really define.
Sure.
And I just need to let that shit go.
Yeah, that is your struggle for sure.
It is my struggle, but it's easier said than done. You know, I feel like it's going to be a slow process of letting it go. I can't just cognizantly be aware that it's ridiculous and just drop it, but I at least am at that point.
Sure. Yeah.
You know? So that is more of my struggle. I'm not overly emotionally dysregulated. Sometimes I get kind of like just worn down and I'll have these fluctuations of energy.
Yeah, sure.
Which is bugging me sometimes when I'll just be like super tired for a day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have shit to do. And I just can't get out of bed.
Yes.
So I don't know exactly what that is. But outside of that and my entitlement to be famous at comedy issues, I'm hanging in there.
Yeah. I mean, I think you tap into a good thing when you talk about comedy and volunteer work. I think finding a hobby is actually another really helpful one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I like playing pool with my friends.
Yeah.
That's a fun hobby for me.
I love to bike.
Yeah.
I love to knit and color.
That's great.
Yeah. So, and even like put on a fucking dumb TV show sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put on Sex in the City.
Whatever does it for you.
Okay, these women are all white and rich and cunty. And yeah, their lifestyles are improbable and it's completely centered around men. I don't care. Let's go shopping.
There you go. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
I was watching Duckman.
What's
on
Duckman?
YouTube. Okay, Duckman is an animated show totally unhinged that came out in the mid-90s.
Oh, I love this already.
And Duckman is an animated duck who is a private detective who is morally bankrupt, totally misogynistic, insane, voiced by Jason Alexander.
Hilarious.
And he lives with the twin sister of his dead wife.
Whoa,
and his
Duckman.
3 kids. So it's super twisted, and they all hate him.
Yeah.
Super twisted, weird. The animation is weird. The storylines are crazy. His partner is a pig named Cornfed, who's like a more competent detective. And he has 2 assistants who are these 2 teddy bears named Fluffy and Uranus, who he kills in different ways every episode. In like funny ways.
Yeah.
Horrifically funny ways.
Yeah.
And the entire show is now on YouTube. You just type in Duckman full episodes and you can watch the whole show.
That's sick.
So I've been falling asleep to Duckman. I guess I'm a well-adjusted guy, right?
I mean, the horrors I listen to fall asleep.
Yeah.
But to your point, silly stuff. Be silly.
Yeah.
If you can.
Give yourself a break.
Inject a little silliness.
Yeah.
If you can afford a sweet treat every once in a while.
Ooh, sweet treat. Go support live comedy.
Go support live
good
comedy.
Live comedy.
Yeah.
Not all the garbage.
Yeah.
Like, for example, support the Friday night show I've been running for the past 12 years at Cobra Club called Live from Outer Space. Go to LFOS Comedy on social media, on Instagram. It's a $5 show with like the best comics in the city.
It's great.
It's the deal.
It's the deal.
It's the deal.
And then you can be at Cobra Club, which is a Bushwick stronghold. If you want to see some Gen Z bleached eyebrow ass motherfuckers hanging out, it's an incredibly interesting cornucopia of people. I love it. It's so good.
Ooh, can I do my little humble brag or just brag?
Yes, please. Yes.
As you know, but the episodic listeners don't know, so I volunteer with NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, the largest grassroots mental health advocacy organization in the country, driven by people with lived experience.
Love it.
I am an In Our Own Voice presenter. So I go to psych wards and outpatient programs and give a presentation about mental health recovery to try to be helpful and informative. And I found out last week that I was awarded one of the Volunteers of the Year.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Spindrift cheers, my dude.
Let's go.
That's
so
awesome.
I get to go to the gala.
Whoa, what graphic tee are you going to wear to the gala?
I get a plaque.
Fuck
what
yeah.
graphic tee am I going to wear to the gala? Now, here's my deal. I'm going to wear my nice blue suit, but I'm going to wear it with a graphic tee. I have to.
You have to. It's the brand.
Also, none of my button shirts button properly without my belly sticking out too much.
Shout out to the 40s.
So I have to make me be cool guy at the gala with the graphic t-shirt. I'm thinking maybe Robin Williams. Is that crazy?
Oh, I love Robin Williams.
I have a cool Robin Williams one, so I might do that.
Is there no better icon who helped people in comedy than Robin Williams?
Come on. You know?
Yeah.
We love you, Robin. R.I.P. Stole some jokes. Whatever.
I am so fine with the stealing of the jokes at this point.
Good artist copy, great artist steal.
The net positive is fine.
I think Picasso said that. Is that true? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. Congratulations, dude. You worked really hard to get that. And I'm glad you're being celebrated.
About it. I had last Friday, Allie O'Neill, a co-producer of the Live from Outer Space show, when we introduce comics, we say something they've done, like a credit for the comic, right? And so I had her introduce me as the Volunteer of the Year for NAMI as my credit.
I mean,
Isn't that fun?
It's more of a credit than Comedy Central Digital, I'll tell you that much.
Dude, it feels more meaningful to me than that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I think we covered some good grounds. I feel like, I don't claim to be an expert on any of this stuff, but all I can do is divulge information that I've found is effective, and don't feel guilty if you're struggling. You know what I mean? I often struggle and then I feel like embarrassed by it, and I'm like, give yourself a fucking break, dude.
It's a little bit weird if you're not struggling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just someone
a little bit odd if you're not.
Just a cop living in Astoria enjoying a croissant.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, I mean, I think my last
hilarious image.
Yeah, I mean, they're the happiest people I've ever seen in my fucking life. I mean, speaking of cops, I've been thinking a lot about the carceral mindset, like how deep the idea of like punishment and like doing things to like, how will I say this? Continuously outputting and producing, and that being like a good moral thing. Yeah. And not being effective being a moral failing, and setting up like reward systems for yourself while you internally punish yourself, Yeah. I think the beast lives within us. I think we've been like, the society that we live in is very, very punitive towards those who struggle. And even within ourselves, like me particularly, I'm like, I hate my body. I didn't work out enough. I'm fucked. I fucked this. I didn't do that, and I think that's like learned for sure. And so I'm like, get the cop out of your brain, dude. Like, yeah. Like,
oh, I like that. Get the cop out of your brain.
Yeah, get the cop out of your brain, because it's actually not helping you be better. You're like sitting there and shitting on yourself for struggling.
No, the judgment we put on ourselves is what paralyzes us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally.
So just like try your best to let it go, because it's just so senseless. And it'll set you free. hopefully.
I like that. Cultivate a sense of compassion for yourself.
Yeah.
Try to extend the compassion you have for other people back onto yourself.
Yeah. And you'll be a better person for it, and you'll be better to other people. Hopefully.
Yeah, and you'll be more able to be kind to yourself and therefore to others.
I agree.
Beautiful.
We're so Mr. Rogers on this fucking show.
Why not?
Why not?
I love it.
I love it.
All right, let people know where they can find your ass.
Andrea Comedy 69 on everything, and check out our show on YouTube, full episodes. JFOD Loves You is your YouTube. Is there an underscore at the end?
There is an underscore at the end.
Yes.
Just type John F. O'Donnell into YouTube. You can find all the episodic content.
Yeah. Follow us on the socials at a limited pace.
Hey, we're doing our best.
Yeah.
And we're all doing our best. And yeah, and you can find the episodes in all the audio places. Just type in Episodic.
Love it. John, what about you?
Me at JFOD Loves You. Live from outer space. October 17th at Cobra Club, I'm doing the one-man show again. I'm on Lithium, a comedic journey about bipolar disorder. You can go to jfodlovesyou.com. That's the link tree. Get it all.
Yeah. I love that show. It's a great one-man show. You laugh, you cry. It's truly great.
I think it's as funny and meaningful as anything I've done in 24 years of stand-up comedy. Everybody, hello.
Hello.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.